I have just drained the oil from the front diff and the engine. I'm gonna get up under here, start unbolting stuff. The first thing we're going to do is undo our fuel lines. Probably would have been easier undoing this fuel line right here, because when I was taking off the intake manifold, this fuel line was kind of in the way because it's attached right here. But if I unattached it, it would have been easier to take off that manifold. First one down. Okay, there it is. Now she's off. Now I just gotta undo those two bolts, but we're not ready to do that yet. As you can see, I have marked my drive shaft. Marked it back at the end here. I think those were 10mm bolts. I could be wrong. But these right here, I'm pretty sure are 11. Now here's the 11. So we're loose over here. I don't know if you can see that. We're loose over here. Y'all guys hear those gunshots? Alright, I'm gonna go grab me a pry bar. Set that about right there. Now somehow I'm gonna have to figure out how to heat up these exhaust bolts. Fortunately, I do not have a torch, so that should be fun. What's up, guys? So this is day 2 of the Hummer transmission removal. We're gonna hop up under here and start disconnecting. Yesterday we disconnected our fuel line right here. Today, by the end of the day today, I would really like to have this here transfer case out of here. So I'm gonna start by removing a bunch of this stuff. We'll start with the shifter linkage. So this here just pops off. Then this here has this little clip right here. Maybe a flathead's better. Basically, you want to pull up on this clip right here and take this out of here. There we go, baby, just like that. We'll set that in our little storage tray, and you push these two together, and it should. Let's see if I got enough finger power. This ain't my first rodeo. I should have enough finger power right there, baby. Come on. All right. Guess I don't have enough finger power. Let me grab my my needle nose. Where are you? Right there. I'm gonna have to set this camera down. I hope we got a good shot right there. Push those two together like that. Well, guys, I hope you saw that. Just push those two together. We'll just set this aside right here. See if we can't make that stay right there. I guess that'll just be dangling over here like that. And then we're gonna want to take an 8mm. There is this screw right here. Disconnect this wiring harness right here. And I'm just gonna put this screw right back where it goes so I don't forget. But that wiring harness is disconnected. Guess we'll come over here and disconnect this. You should push on this right here and just, there she goes, just like that. And then the top over here, we got another sensor of some sort. I think I'm gonna try to use a flathead. I could use my fingers, but so that's our wiring harnesses out of the way. And because this bracket was already undone, I didn't have to do that. Let's come up on our other side, see if there's any. We're also going to take our 8mm, undo that, and disconnect this wiring harness right here. I'm going to put this screw back in here so we don't forget. So we remove that right there. Nice thing to do. I don't even know if you guys can see this, but there's this electrical harness right here. You just have to push it on both sides. I'm gonna have to try to hold this camera with my right hand. There she goes. So now that we have that removed, are we connected anywhere else? I'm gonna come over here and get this out of my way. Well, that's all the wiring out of the way. This is the air hose right here. Guess I better remove this air hose. It just comes and it's just chilling right over here for no good reason, but that's how it is. There's our air hose. Guess we'll just toss that over there. So all of our electrical connectors are removed. Guess all that's left to do, I may just be kidding you guys. I see one more up here. Oh, that right there is to the catalytic converter. We want to make sure that's out of the way when we go to remove this. So all that's left to do now is remove our transmission cooler lines. But for now, because I'm not removing the transmission today, we're going to focus on our transfer case. So it's about time to remove this rear drive shaft. These are just 11mm. So I'm going to undo all 4 of these. I almost forgot to mention, we're definitely going to want to mark this drive shaft. So that way we put it back how she came. So that should be good enough right there. So that way we put it back just how it came. Guys, I don't know if you saw that, but no fluid came out. Not even one drop of fluid came out. So I'm going to grab my 3/8, pop it right there. We'll take that drain plug out, and we will we'll see if there's any fluid in this transfer case. Well guys, this is all the fluid that came out of that Hummer transfer case. I have a feeling that there's supposed to be a little bit more than that. This is a gallon water jug. It barely filled it up. I mean that's not a lot at all. So, but at least I did not see any metal chunks coming out of there. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do next, because I gotta unbolt this thing from right here all the way around. I think there's like 6 bolts. But if we look at it right now, if I was to unbolt those bolts and then slide this back, I would end up hitting this electric motor on this cross member. So I think I'm gonna remove this motor. I think I'm gonna remove that motor just so I don't run into that problem. So I'm gonna remove this. Oh, come on, dude. This electric motor right here. Man, that was pretty tight. She was pretty tight. There's 2. We got 1 more. I hope no fluid comes out of this because I am not prepared. Looks like no fluid did come out of it. So that one just like that. Okay, I guess I'll remember that. And just so we don't lose our screws, I'm going to place these in here. Now we for sure won't lose any parts. So now I am ready to unbolt these 6 bolts right here. I have a feeling those are going to be 15 millimeters, but I could be wrong. So it's about time to remove the transfer case. How I removed, there's 2 15 millimeter bolts up at the bottom. I already took one out. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but that one right there, how I took that out, I put my 15 millimeter stubby on it, and then I held this up there, held this piece of wood up there onto the stubby, and then I took a sledgehammer to this side, and that's how I broke that loose. So a 15 millimeter stubby, piece of wood, and an 8-pound hammer should get that pretty broken loose. And so now just got to remove this side right here. I still have not broken the other side loose. Maybe I'll get that on camera, I'm not sure. You can see I got my 15mm stubby on it. I have not broken this loose yet. Let's see if I can't record this process. Well, I broke her loose. So I broke this loose with a 1/2 inch and I would say like a medium deep size, medium deep well, 1/2 inch 15mm, and now I'm finishing it off with a 3/8 deep socket because it just barely fits in there, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try to remove this thing. It's still in there. Took out all the bolts. I guess I'll just put the camera right here. Well, I got her out. That was not looking too bad, but we are leaking some tranny fluid, just a little bit. All right, guys, that was the hard part. Now I wait for my transmission jack and we'll pull out the tranny next. For now, I guess I'll get this thing in my shop. Maybe we'll tear into it. Maybe not yet. I'm not sure. What's up, guys? So today is the day I will be removing the transmission from the Hummer. But for now, let's open up some packages. I last left off, like the only thing I have left to do to remove the transmission is unbolting the flywheel to torque converter bolts. And you can't fit a socket on there, and you can't really fit a regular wrench on there. So I ordered these flex. It's about time I finally order a set of these. These come in handy. We'll show you pretty soon. I ordered these Duratech. Gonna try these out. My dad's a master mechanic, so he told me I should get these. They look pretty badass. This is exactly what I need. We need a flex so we can fit it like through the starter hole. And yeah, dude, I can't wait to try these out. I had a badass set. It was like $1,000 set, a Matco flex head ratcheting wrench set. But when my Tahoe got stolen, those went with it. Whew. Next up, Got our transmission jack here. We got 4 metal casters. Cool. Hardware. Cool. This right here is the base. Alright, so I'm gonna assemble this really fast. Well, this is the transmission jack we're working with. Works perfectly as it should. I guess you could put a socket on the end of here and use an impact if you wanted to, but I'll just use it like this. So, added a few tools to our collection. Now, let's get started removing the flywheel to torque converter bolts. We'll go through that process. So this side's the 15mm, that side's the 14. But yeah, this is a really cool set. Let's see if it'll handle untorquing those flywheel to torque converter bolts. Alright, so this is how I think I'm going to attempt to. I already tried from the bottom, and I guess you would need a double flex. Like, if you were to add another flex right here, I think you could get it from the bottom, but this was not able to work from the bottom, so we're gonna go through the starter hole right here. Let me see if I can get this shot on camera. Right there, through that starter hole, is our 15mm. That guy right there. Alright guys, I lied. It's actually not a 15mm. It's actually an 18mm, or you could use a T50. However, I don't think I have a T50. So I think this is the only T I got. No way, dude. It's a T50, bro. But this won't fit in there. Is this a T52? This is a T52, but there's no way, dude. This is gonna break. All right. See, this is our hole we got working with. We can't get it from this side, although you can see the bolt that we're after, or the tip of it. It's right there. All right, let's check it out. Let's see if we can't see something in here. There's one of our bolts way over there, but I don't know, like, how am I supposed to get onto that? Here's another one right here. It looks like we may have space, but dude, there's just no way. I don't see that happening. Alright guys, I cannot for the life of me disconnect these flywheel to torque converter bolts. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is start unscrewing all of our bell housing bolts and I really don't want to do that because we're gonna make a mess all over the place. But I guess I can take it out. I was hoping I could take it out far enough to where we disconnect the transmission from the engine, and hopefully I got a big enough bucket to catch all this mess. But I don't think this is the right way to do it. Or maybe I could just back it out a little bit, be able to fit something in here a little bit better. I'm not sure, but I gotta disconnect the bell housing bolt, so I'm gonna do that really fast. And one of the last things that are our transmission cooler lines, I have yet to disconnect those. It's just these little clips right here. Well, that one was completely dry, and that one too. Oh my gosh, I don't think that's a good sign. Alright guys, here's another telltale sign that someone's been in here before. That right there, AC cooler. Let me try to get all this spider web out of the way. I think that's an AC line, but you can see there's brackets on there and they go to those nuts. So that's just more evidence somebody's been here before. So now it's time to remove the bell housing bolts. We got one right there, one right there, one below that, another one down there. I'm sure there's another one down there at the very bottom, but let's start by breaking this loose. These are 15 millimeters, by the way. See if I can't capture this on camera. Oh, come on. There we go. Let's go. Alright, so I was able to loosen all the bell housing bolts with a 15 millimeter deep socket, and then about 1.5 feet of extension. And now I'm just going to go the rest of the way with the 15 millimeter stubby. So I'm going to hurry up and plow through these. Alright guys, so I'm just experimenting here. I unbolted the rear of the transmission mounts. There's two on either side right there. Those are 15 millimeters. But right now I have only got shoot, I don't know exactly how many, 4 or 5 of these still in there. I only pulled them out about 1 inch because I really don't want to pull this thing out without having the torque converter unbolted. So I'm gonna pull this thing out a little bit, see if we can't get something on those bolts. Did that do anything? Alright, we got a little bit of gappage going on. but man, I just don't think that's gonna help me. Alright, I'm just gonna say fuck it. I'm just gonna unbolt it and just pull it out with the torque converter still on there. Alright guys, the last thing holding this transmission up is 2 bell housing bolts, and I'm gonna remove this cross member right here. She should come out if I give her a little pry. Give her a little bit of a pry. Oh, she's a fallen. So now I just have to remove that bolt right there, and one more bolt right up there. Also forgot to do the oil dipstick thingy. Alright guys, the last thing I have to do to actually take out this 10 millimeter dipstick bracket. Dipstick bracket nut will be right there. I won't possibly forget that. I'm gonna see if I can't do that from the bottom. There we go. Alright, our dipstick tube will just be chilling right there. Well guys, we are completely, well, almost 100% disconnected. We're not having as big of a mess as I thought. I have no idea how I'm gonna take the, even with all this room, like how do you fit something right there? Did they put the flywheel on wrong maybe? Nah. Oh, hot damn. Ah. Oh. Holy smokes.